Hi folks! For those of you who are new to my page and to my work, I am a speaker, a public educator, and facilitator, and I ground all of my work in the principles of transformative justice values. And today I really want to talk a little bit about what transformative justice is and why I think it's incredibly important that we learn to apply transformative justice values and principles in our day-to-day lives. So, transformative justice, or TJ for short, I like to think of it as a set of guidelines, a set of guiding principles that teach us to direct our attention to the root causes of the problem. TJ teaches us to pay attention to the underlying conditions that enable things like violence and harm from happening in the first place. And TJ teaches us to work together, to work collectively, to transform these underlying conditions so that this kind of violence and harm doesn't happen again in the future. TJ, oftentimes when people talk about transformative justice, people really talk about it as an alternative to calling the police and as an alternative to relying on state-sanctioned solutions. And that's definitely true. A big part of TJ comes out of abolitionist organizing, abolitionist work that really talk about how state-sanctioned solutions presently in our world are really a set of solutions that responds to violence and harm with more violence and harm. And TJ teaches us to reduce violence and harm, to not respond to violence and harm with more violence and harm. And I think more importantly, perhaps, TJ also teaches us to actively build the kinds of things that will cultivate the kind of future we want, the kind of future where everyone's safety and dignity and humanity is affirmed, where all of us have the necessary conditions that allow us to thrive. So what TJ really also, encourages us to do is things like really deep inner work, getting really clear on our values, getting really clear on how we want to show up in community, build things like active healing and resilience, and build things like active community care, and cultivate the kinds of relationships that truly support and nourish us. These kinds of things that really affirm our humanity, affirm our lives, so that collectively we can cultivate the kinds of things that lead to safer futures.